Hello, it's Bob Attacks Wrongness here. This is my first video of the day. I'm going to do two. This first one is a response to Spinnernet about Mr. Kennedy and Jeff Hardy. Basically, I kind of agree with what you're saying about Jeff Hardy. I think within the past month or so, he has actually been carrying himself as a true star, or like a viable contender to the WWE title, which I myself have never really seen that in him before, to be honest. I just thought he was like kind of a spot monkey, but like he seems to like have a connection, more of a connection with the crowd than he did, and plus like the flow of his matches, I think, have got better within the probably since Survivor Series. I don't know whether there's some newfound confidence or whatever, but I think he's doing well. And like one thing that used to piss me off about Jeff Hardy is the fact that like my marquee friends that like WWE like refer him to Matt. He overshadows Matt basically because he can do a few flips or whatever, and I've always thought Matt was the better wrestler. But now Jeff Hardy has really made something of himself, and his performance on Raw the other night was like superb, I thought, in that steel cage match. And yeah, he's been doing well, and like, I'm quite looking forward to his match with Orton. And I think like this year, like more than any other years, he is actually a viable person to like head for the WWE title and maybe have a short reign or whatever, you know. I think he's doing good. But like Mr. Kennedy, I think Mr. Kennedy, I don't really agree with you on what you said about Kennedy. You said that he hasn't got the it factor. I believe he has this it factor. He like carries himself well. He has abundance of charisma. But like over the past year, there's been very stop and start with him. I mean, thinking back to before Money in the Bank, he was getting great crowd reactions for a heel, like kind of similar to what Austin got before he like became a definite face. I believe anyhow, and like he's like has great presence of when to talk as far as like the crowd reaction goes. And like his matches like were great, and they're great, and like winning Money in the Bank was a big thing, of course. That propelled him, and like around that time I could believe that he would like definitely just go on to like win the title from that. And of course like the injuries happened and that, and like at the time Edge got the Money in the Bank briefcase off of him, he was getting like kind of face sympathy reactions. Basically like Edge was like the dastardly heel or whatever, and Kennedy like got the reaction like, you know, where you feel sorry for a face, like that kind of thing. And he was like doing well and carrying himself well, being Mr. Money in the Bank and all that. And like they could have played this off well when Kennedy returned. He could have just returned and like had a gripe with Edge, and Undertaker could have had the same gripe, and they could have had like a kind of freeway revolving around that, like with the WWE title in Spain. But no, they had to move him to Raw, and yeah, his performances were lackluster for like a large while when he returned to Raw. They jobbed him out to John Cena, which was a match they could have done on pay-per-view if they built it up correctly, sorry. And also he lost to Super Crazy in like less than a minute. He became basically, if you're a mark watching and like don't appreciate the things of what it takes, then like he would have like, you just wouldn't be able to like appreciate him as a serious viable contender for like the main event bracket in that point. But things picked up. He was having some good matches with Jeff Hardy on Raw. They swapped victories. But then again, like, Kennedy, like, lost to Triple H with a spine buster, I believe, at Survivor Series. That wasn't too good. And now, like, he's in a feud with Shawn Michaels with his, like, stock getting back on track, I believe. And I could actually see him with the belt. I think it'd be very believable, like, with his whole confidence, arrogance thing and stuff. And I think as long as he doesn't say anything stupid at media appearances and, like, just keeps up, like, some good performances, then that's all well and good. His match with Rey Mysterio a few months ago on SmackDown was superb. As are some of his matches with Jeff Hardy, and, like, the storytelling in his matches with Shawn Michaels has been really great. And, like, good for him to get a win the other day against Shawn. I think, like, he needs more of that kind of thing, like, to build more momentum to his character and who he is. And I think, like, he is a future champion, like, but they're gonna have to do a lot of work on it. I also remember, like, on SummerSlam last year, like, he got chucked into some Intercontinental title thing with Carlito and Umaga. I think that would have been a good time for him to win the Intercontinental title and bring some kind of meaningful feud and something meaningful to that belt, you know? I mean, because nothing's happening with it. Jeff Hardy's got that at the moment, and I don't know where they're going to go with this. Like, if Hardy's contending for the world title, I mean, who could he drop it to? Maybe Kennedy. Maybe they could do that again and help build him up, like, in that, and, like, have some good, well, hot contended matches. Anyhow, this is just my 2 cents, maybe a bit rambly, but yeah, good video, Spinnernet. Hope you accept this response, and thank you.